if you're sick of hearing about Harvey Weinstein, but you haven't filled your belly with enough Schadenfreude yet, don't worry. This just keeps happening. My friend, the man in yellow, the king in yellow, we go back and forth with this all the time because just when you think that the left, that the liberal, coastal, urban elite has had their last guy taken out because of sexual assault stuff that happened in the last 15 or 20 years, here comes another one. And then here comes another one, and here comes another one. It happens every week we get somebody new. And these are not little people, these are not inconsequential people. The coastal elite basically control our culture because they own the media, they run the media, they are the media, and they're the arts. And when I say the arts, we're talking about a triumvirate, an iron cage that goes between big business, because those are the donors for tax breaks, the government, who partially funds all this stuff through various arts programs, and then nonprofits. So I'm thinking about NPR and PBS. Both of those are funded partially by the government, partially by big business, and they're run by nonprofits who sit on different boards and things. So it's basically the power elite run all this, and all those groups are the coastal liberal urban elites. They create the culture. They create the culture that's broadcast and beamed across the rest of the country. And even a place where I live that's not on the coast, that is not a liberal urban bastion, we have moved towards that culture. We're probably about halfway there, even though we strongly reject it consciously, and even though we fight against it and try not to adopt it, we're still halfway there because you just can't resist 80 years of being fed culture and only having one choice to pick from, basically. So these people, their platform, the planks of their platform are things like feminism, anti-racism, social welfare, anti-Semitism, things like this. And if you were to go to them and you would ask them a question like, what do you think about sexual assault against women? What do you think about workplace exploitation of women's sexuality? What do you think about casting couch and all this kind of stuff? They would be 100% against it. But it turns out that a lot of these people who say this stuff, on one hand, have actually been engaging in it. And it's, like I said, it's not inconsequential people. Let's talk about James Levin. James Levine, I don't know. He's a composer, or excuse me, he's a conductor. He's one of the most famous conductors in the world. And you probably, if you're watching this video, you probably don't have enough money to go see this guy. This is what the urban elites are going to do when they're really rich. They're going to go sit in the audience and see this guy conduct one of the best orchestras in the world. So what did he do? He had an improper sexual relationship with a 15 and 16-year-old boy that went on for several years. Fondled the penis, I believe, is what the allegation was. Various other things that we won't get into. So this is one of the guys who's creating the national culture. And he's doing stuff that the national culture says is unacceptable. So it's hypocritical and it's dishonest. Who's this? This guy's name is Israel Horovitz. You might know him as the playwright who came up with Author, which was an Al Pacino movie, quite famous. This guy supposedly raped his son's girlfriend when she was 19 years old. And his son is a member of the Beastie Boys, if you know that group. And his son, this guy's son, says, yeah, I believe the 9 women who are accusing my dad of sexual assault or impropriety. I don't believe my dad, I believe the women. So that tells you what you need to know about that, I guess. And it's people like Charlie Rose, it's people like Harvey Weinstein, it's people like this. So what you have to do is you have to have an understanding that the people who are promoting feminism probably don't believe in feminism if they're doing stuff like this. The people who are telling you that you are a bad person if you're a racist, can you really trust them about that? Can you trust them about the anti-Semitism or the promotion of social welfare? I think not. I think they can't be trusted at all. They're complete hypocrites. And what we need to do is replace this national, projection of national culture that's hypocritical and useless and dangerous that's being spread across the country. We got to replace it with something better. And I think we're actually doing that slowly but surely, a little bit at a time. But we got to amp up our game, and we're going to get helped. We're going to get helped by people like this and people like this when they keep being exposed, when they're shown not to be the people that they say they are, and they don't care about the things that they say they care about. What we probably need to do is get our political representatives to stop funding things like NPR and PBS, who are being staffed by people like that, whose material is being promoted at the national expense, sent across the entire country. Thank you for your time.